What's going on, guys? Welcome back into the channel. Today I wanted to do a short video, kind of almost following up on my how to stream video, just to give you guys my settings that I use for volume control whenever I am recording things within Madden. I wanted to give you guys this rundown of what each of these settings does on this slider menu here, so that you guys know what exactly is going on and why I'm utilizing these settings. Now, the two most important things, if you guys are trying to, make sure that you have a nice YouTube channel or Twitch channel or whatever, the first two most important things that I actually completely deactivate within this sliders menu are the stadium speakers and music. Now, music, that one is very straightforward because obviously you don't want copyright strikes on your videos, and if you are playing music, you will get copyright striked, and so I turn the music off for the menu and everything. Yes, you're going to end up missing out on that music whenever you're playing the game and whatnot, but you kind of have to do it, and I have to do it. The next thing that I want to talk about is the stadium speakers. So the stadium speakers actually do play music from time to time, and if it's incidentally long enough, you can again get copyright striked for it. So the stadium speakers specifically says it's the volume of the PA announcer, referee penalties, stadium music, and any other sounds that would be coming out of the stadium speakers. And so, yeah, there are a lot of times whenever these stadium speakers actually do project music for long enough that it could be a potential issue within the game and within your videos in terms of getting copyright striked or anything of that nature. Now, the next thing to talk about is the master volume. Generally speaking, I play with the master volume a little bit lower. Now, one thing to mention here is that I utilize these settings for both recording videos and streaming videos. So this is what I had it on prior to ever getting my setup that I now use to record videos. And I have controls where I can increase and decrease the game audio on my PC now, on my setup. But I still set the master volume to about 75, because if you have everything at the loudest that it can be a bit jarring whenever you're trying to, make a video. And if you're trying to make any type of video, really, whether it is entertainment, whether it is tips and tricks or anything of that nature, your voice is actually the first and foremost thing that people are there to listen to. You don't want the game drowning you out, and so you have to at least find a good balance here of where people can at least hear the crowd noise and things like that, but they're not they're not drowning you out while you try to speak. So I put it at a max volume of 75. And then, like I said, in terms of crowd volume and things like that, I turn those down to about 80. Now, those are the things that I want to be the loudest, are the crowd volume and the on-field noises. So this is the player voices, coaches, hits, ball sounds, footsteps, sidelines, referee whistles, the immersive parts of the game. I want to be the loudest out of any type of sound effects. Now, again, I don't want them drowning out my voice, so I have them set down to 70, and then the master volume down to 75 on top of that. Sorry, 80 here, and then 75 on top of that, which lowers it even further. And so you'll be able to hear those things first and foremost in the background of you talking, but they're not going to drown out your voice. Now, the next thing, this is something that you're going to have to play with if you are trying to do videos on Madden in terms of the in-game commentary, whether you want any in-game commentary at all, depending on what your type of video is. A lot of times whenever I'm doing Madden gameplay, for example, there are times where I'm not talking and I want that void to be filled with something, and so I have a very minimal amount of in-game commentary going on here, with the setting being set to 40. And so it's just enough background noise to hopefully make my videos a little bit more appealing and not quite boring to watch whenever I'm not talking. And so I do have that on slightly. Now, like I said, you guys can do it off completely. You can increase the volume a little bit and kind of play off of the in-game commentary, but it does get very repetitive over time. And then the final setting here is the menu SFX, and I have this set to 50. And this is something that I've actually experimented with various different times, and this is something that I think is valuable for you to experiment with as well. I have it set to 50, and I found that having some amount of menu sound effects is actually pretty useful, because it can help the viewer understand whenever you're clicking back and forth between things. And that's just from watching my own videos back. If I have have no menu sound effects off or on at all. It's a little bit weird if you ask me, and if I have it too loud, then it's a little bit jarring and a little bit distracting whenever you're trying to go through the video. So I try to have it on at least a little bit, almost like the in-game commentary, where it's almost a background thing that's not that noticeable, but adds a little element of noise and you know, dynamic to what's going on within your video or stream. So those are my settings for volume control whenever I do streaming and recording videos. Hopefully somebody out there finds this helpful. I know that this isn't going to be a very highly viewed video or anything like this, but I did want to put it out here in case anybody was wondering what kind of settings I utilize whenever I'm doing Madden specifically, so that you guys know exactly what I'm going on in case you want to duplicate it, or in case you want to take what I'm doing and improve upon it. And, you know, hopefully somebody finds this video helpful or useful. If you did, leave a like on the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more useful tips and tricks videos. I'll see you guys in the next one, and hope you have a good night.